Good morning, world. I am Judy, your web-based therapist, making therapy accessible and convenient for our clients in Florida and New York, and of course, sharing information worldwide. Today, I wanted to talk about, 5 reminders we could say for essential workers, because I've had a chance to talk to a few over the past few weeks, and a couple concerns have come up, and I wanted to kind of just share these 5 little reminders. The first is to remember that you are part of the equation too. A lot of people are out there. They are, again, thank you guys all so very much for being out there, making sure that the world is going, that the world keeps spinning. But when you're out there, it's important to remember that you are part of the equation too. The job of many essential workers, especially the healthcare workers, is to take care of people who are ill, people who need them. But it's important to remember that you are also part of the equation. It's not just about your clients. It's not just about the people who need you. Your needs, what you need also is important, and that needs to be taken care of. It needs to be addressed, and it's okay to speak up and ask for what you need. It's okay to speak up and say, hey, I need this. Hey, this is not working for me. Hey, this is going on with me. You have needs, and they are just as important as the needs of the people that you're taking care of too. Actually, it brings me to the second one. Taking care of yourself is taking care of the people who need you. Sometimes, especially, I've heard that from a few people who've worked in hospitals, and again, people in the healthcare, where it feels like there's so much need for some of them that they have trouble taking time away. And that's always, especially, I've heard this a lot from nurses, where there's so much going on, and this is not just right now, where there's so much going on, they sometimes don't have time to take their breaks, they don't have time to take care of themselves. While it is important to take care of the people who are relying on you, taking care of yourself is probably one of the most important things that you can do for the people who are relying on you, because when you are healthy, when you're fit, when you're good, you're in a much better position to be there and give to the people who are relying on you, to the people who are depending on you. So it is very important that you are taking care of yourself, which brings me to number 3. Have a set self-care plan, especially right now where the stress level is so high. It's important that you have a clear self-care plan, because you're stressed, you're overwhelmed, you're overworked, you're tired, you have all sorts of stuff going on. So self-care is probably the last thing on your mind, but self-care is probably the one thing that you need more than anything else right now. So make sure that you have a plan for self-care, a plan that includes both how do you make sure that you get exercise? How do you make sure that you get actual food into your body? How do you make sure that your mental health is taken care of? How do you make sure that you, the whole person, is being taken care of? So make sure that you have a clear self-care plan, so that you're not having to think about it and try to figure it out, because in the time it takes you to figure out, okay, what can I do? How can I do it? You've already exhausted all the time you had, and you're tired now, and now you're falling asleep. So if you have a plan in place, it makes it easier to start implementing your plan. So make sure you have a set self-care plan in place. 4, delegate and let others help where possible. There are things that you can do especially when you're at work. There are things that you need to be the one that does yourself. There are things that other people can also do. So whenever possible, it's okay to let someone else help. And when you're at home or when you're not at work, and others who know how stressful your day has been, how things are going, and others are reaching out and offering to help, make sure that you're letting those people help. Make sure that whenever there's something that can be delegated, delegate. It's not dropping the ball. Right now, it's a all hands on deck type of situation. We're all in this together. You're out there in the field doing your part, but it's important to let other people who have the opportunity, who have the capability, it's important to also let them do their part to help allow them to take some of the load off of you. Whenever you can, delegate stuff. And whenever you get an opportunity and offer, there's an opportunity to let someone else help, let someone else help. Finally, be away from work when you're away from work. Don't allow other people to re-traumatize you, especially the healthcare workers. When you're out in the trenches and people want to know, oh, what is going on? How is this going? What is happening? You've just had a whole day of trauma and some things that I don't want to imagine what you've gone through. But for some people, this is the new movie that we're playing live in person. And they will ask you questions. They will want to know, hey, what is going on? What happened? How did this thing go? What is going on? Is this happening? And then each time you go and you tell them, hey, this is what's going on. This is how it is. And you're thinking, okay, maybe sometimes, yeah, you do get to vent. But over time, when people keep asking you to relive your whole traumatic, all the traumas of your day, you're being re-traumatized. You've lived the day, you worked the day, you survived the day. Now let's put it away. If you need to do something to decompress, yes, take the time to decompress, but allowing people to re-traumatize you for their entertainment is not acceptable. And it is okay to tell people, no, I do not want to talk about this. And no, I am not talking about this. I am not your entertainment. Go watch a movie or something. So don't allow people to re-traumatize you just because they want to be entertained or they want to know firsthand from a person in the field or get firsthand experience. No, they can read a book or go watch the news or something. Quick recap. 1, remember that you are part of the equation. 2, you are just as important as all the people that you are there taking care of. 2, taking care of yourself is important. It's like taking care. It's important. Taking care of yourself is like taking care of the people who need you. You need to take care of yourself in order to be able to help the people who need you. 3, have a set self-care plan, because when you have a plan in place, it makes it easier to implement that plan when you need it. 4, delegate and let others help whenever possible. Sometimes there are things you have to do yourself, but there are places where other people can help lighten the load. So it's okay to give them the opportunity to lighten the load for you. And 5, when you're away from work, be away from work. Do not allow other people to re-traumatize you for their entertainment. If they really want to know what's going on, let them go watch the news, go read a book, go ask somebody else. But you should not have to be re-traumatized just because somebody wants to know firsthand or wants to be entertained by whatever is going on. As always, if you or someone else you know happens to be going through something that's more than you can handle, please remember there's a lot of help out there. So do reach out and get the help that you need. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.